Hey guys, Anna here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another speed build. Today we are in the world of Newcrest and we are building our second pack restricted build for the expansion pack seasons. And this is another kind of festive Christmassy build. I hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas. I especially did, and lots of laughter and love with family and friends. So yeah. This is a 3x1 bedroom house with a pretty simple shape. I did treat myself with this build. So part of one of the packs I wanted for Christmas was the new is it the Cozy Kish kit? That's the one that was a CC creator helped develop it. So I decided to treat myself and I kind of broke the rules a little. So you will see assets from the new kit in this build. I just really wanted to use them, and I know it's meant to be pack restrictive, but I thought, why not? What the heck? So we have gone ahead with that today, so you will see that as part of the decoration process. If for Tuesday's build, you would have noticed that was our larger build for this week, and that was a really beautiful 5-bedroom, 2.5 bedroom bathroom home, and using the seasons pack. And I really enjoyed that build. If you've not yet seen it, feel free, it is up on the channel now. And yeah, so one of the things that I didn't use in the Tuesday's build is I didn't use the windows and doors. Well, I used the doors, but I didn't use the windows that came with the seasons pack, and I really wanted to use them in this build, so I've gone ahead and used them. I did start with the columns initially that came with the pack, but I decided to not use them. I went with more of a colonial style base game column. And as I mentioned in a little bit of Tuesday's build, the seasons very much had like a log cabin type vibe. This paneling wallpaper is part of that kind of theme. I decided to keep the paneling but only use it for the bottom story of the build, and then use a base game sliding for the top half. It just made it look a little bit more, I don't know, that it would be in the suburbs as opposed to like a cabin. So I thought that was a way to make it a little bit more usable. I really struggled with the swatches in this build. I didn't know, traditionally I would normally do, you know, white columns, white trim, white windows, white doors. I just prefer it. I think it looks nicer. But I went with brown today because I thought it made, it complemented the wallpaper that we used, the paneling wallpaper from the exterior. And then yeah, so we are now moving in to the inside to do the floor plan. Now the floor plan on this build was not too bad. It was actually, this build is quite deceiving. So from the outside it looks a little bit bigger than it actually is. It's a lot smaller than anticipated. So I did struggle a little bit with that. The first thing I thought to do, of course, is I placed my stairs just to ensure that I could get the best placement, and then I was like, okay, where am I going to put my kitchen, dining, and etc. This is very much I would say, open to semi-open floor plan. I've been using this kind of shape of kitchen a lot recently, and I've just been enjoying it. I've really enjoyed the kind of ad hoc kind of counter island. So yeah. And then this is when we also add in the new kit that I mentioned. So the new kit has a really pretty dining table, and it has it almost reminds me a little, it's definitely a mid-century kind of vibe, but it also gives me like IKEA vibes a little bit as well. I have my dining table in real life is from IKEA, and it's very much, it looks identical to that, but just with maybe like a slightly darker wood tone, and then obviously a wide rectangle dining table. All right, these are the beautiful couches that we got with that pack, and I thought, why not add some color into this build? You know, it is a festive themed build. So I believe we go with yellow and a peach color. I don't think we stick with the orange, but I really love the texture on these assets. I think that's quite wonderful. That is the buffet table, the TV stand for what we're using. That is from Seasons. And Seasons did have a lot of items that could be used in almost like a modern or industrial setting. And that is one of those items for sure. Yeah, so we did go with the yellow and the peach color. Now, this was just me being really excited, and I just got in and started decorating. There are those lovely Seasons doors that I use a lot in my personal building. We've gone in with the season balustrades and fencing. This is just a base game flooring. I love this base game flooring, this hardwood flooring. We got it when it came as part of a base game update when high school years came out, and it is just slowly becoming my favorite flooring to use. And I think it's because growing up we had this flooring. So my childhood home had this flooring. And if you're actually interested, my last year's Christmas build was a kind of a remake of my childhood home. So that is available now on the channel. If you'd like to kind of see that build, that is available. That was a fun build for sure. I really enjoyed that. Just adding some basic decorations into the kitchen. We've gone with this Christmas tree. I actually prefer this Christmas tree to the one that is already pre-decorated and bezazzled and really jeweled out. I think that this is a more usable Christmas tree, and I like the gameplay aspect that they can decorate it and whatnot. As I said in Tuesday's build, I really struggled with the swatches of a lot of the items. I felt that they were a bit too vibrant. But in this build, it wasn't too bad because the new kit that I'm also using along with the pack also has very bright colors in it. So it's always complementary. So I really liked that. Okay, so this is, we're back to the exterior of the build a little bit there. I did struggle with how that exterior looked because the window placement was a bit awkward. Because I have the kitchen there, I couldn't put many windows to the front of the build. So I did struggle a little bit with that. But we do jazz it up with all the decorations and the festive wall decals that Seasons comes with. They are the Seasons curtains. Now, I love these curtains. I used to use them all the time before we got some of the newer packs. Obviously, nowadays, I use the ones from Desert Luxe pretty much in every build, or I use even the ones in Dine Out are really nice. I also like the ones that are in, is it Movie Hangout? Or is it Movie Hangout? What's the other one? Cool Kitchen, I think, potentially has. One of them has curtains and they're really pretty. I think it's the Movie Hangout stuff, and it's more like a boho type theme. Yeah, so we've got the Nutcracker, we've got some clutter pieces. That dining table centerpiece comes from the new kit. And yeah, so I just looking at the Seasons items and just seeing what can I add. I believe I potentially delete these awnings in the end. I was trying a lot of things, trying to make it look a little bit better, but I really struggled with that. So yeah, I hope everybody had a really wonderful Christmas and that the weather wasn't too bad for you guys. It was quite warm for us, but other than that, it was a lovely day. Just a long day, a lot of cooking. My favorite part of Christmas is definitely the food. I'm a foodie for sure. So I love to try new recipes and to just try new things, especially now that we, have our own house. Like, we get to host and we get to experience those things as opposed to having everything cooked for us. So that's very exciting. So you'll have to let me know in the comment section down below. Did you have a fun Christmas? What did you do? Did you do anything special? Did you get anything that was unexpected? Did you get a really cool Christmas present? And yeah, or did you get it did you get a Sims pack? Like, for example, I'm using this new Sims pack that I got just because I'm just like so excited to see all of the assets and to use them. Alrighty, so back to the build. We are looking at the wallpaper. I think I just went with a basic kind of traditional wainscoting base game wallpaper. And I believe I thought this tile in the kitchen was quite interesting. But I think in the end I do something that's a little bit more not as in your face. Just purely because all the Christmas decorations that were up on the wall, if you didn't have that, I actually would have gone with the bright checkered wallpaper just because it actually matches with all the furniture. All right, this is a downstairs bathroom. And yeah, I think this is a 3x1, but I could be wrong. It could be a 3x2. So if it is a 3x2, we obviously won't see the second bathroom, but I just used all of the kind of modern-esque units that came with Seasons. And yeah, so I do believe this is actually a 3x2 because that smaller room does look like it would be for a bathroom. And I believe this home you have your master bedroom, a toddler's room or an infant's room, I think it's an infant, and a child's room. So one of the things that I mentioned in Tuesday's build is the standout items being that I absolutely love the beds that come with this pack. I just am not a fan of the swatches, and I guess they're very bright and very warm tone. And as I mentioned, I really love that canopy bed, the child's bed. I thought it's a single bed. I'm sure you could have an adult sim in that. I just always think that would be for a child and whatnot. So we used a lot of orange and a lot of yellow in this build. So that's, interesting. But I think I guess they have those swatches there for fall time as well, which is not overly Christmassy, but I just think it's one of those, I find it more of a usable swatch, which is really important when you're trying to build a cohesive house. All right, so we're jumping. So we are outside and we are doing the landscaping. I kept the landscaping very minimal in this build. I didn't want to do a whole lot, but then I also wanted to make sure that I used a lot of the gameplay items that comes with Seasons. This is basic kind of landscaping. It's just some lay-lowing flowers, some shrubs, and these pink flowers. These are quite nice. Oh, and I've mixed some yellow in there. Just kind of brightening up the space because I do feel that the actual building itself is a bit dull. And I guess with the landscaping being bright and fun, I don't know, it kind of makes it seem like it would be in suburbia as opposed to like a log cabin vibe. All right, so I have started out by placing some terrain paint. That allows me to map out where exactly I want to have my plants and whatnot, and just kind of like section the backyard. Where's a little seating area going to go? Where is the kids play stuff going to go? Are we going to put a pool in this build? Those are the type of questions I ask when I look at landscaping and what items that I want to use. I am obsessed with the little reindeer statue. So I've put that at the front of this build. It's also at the front of Tuesday's build. And I totally forgot that Seasons comes with like a festive mailbox. So I've included that in this build. I didn't include that in Tuesday's. We've got the splash pool. That's part of the pack. We've got the water balloon bucket. I love that item. I think it's so fun. And I just think it's such a fun activity to do with Sims. Seasons did come with a swing set. It's interesting now, there are so many swing sets in the game, but when Seasons came out, it wasn't any. So it was a big kind of development when it did happen, but now it's kind of like, oh yeah, swing set. Every pack's got one. So we've just cluttered up simply the exterior. I did add another window to the exterior of the build from the kitchen side. It looks okay. It looks a little bit out of place, but I think that it's not too bad. I think it was needed. You needed an extra window at the front of the build. I've added some streamers instead of those awnings. I think that that's a better choice. And yeah, the build is really starting to come together. I put extra seating out the front. I do love that love seat couch that came with Seasons. It's one of my favorites. I use it all the time. All right, we are back in the master bedroom, and I'm just fiddling around trying to get the placement of where I want to put the dresser versus the desk. So we've gone and added that in there, and I think I just go in with some simple artwork. And yeah, that ottoman is from Base Game. It matched perfectly for that orange color. And I just kind of lean into the orange and yellow in this room. All right, we are into the child's room. So there is that canopy bed, and we've just gone in with a desk. I think I do keep the kind of blue and pink theme. I thought it would be a little bit of a difference considering we'd just been using orange and yellow for this whole build. A lot of this stuff is Base Game and just your basic child's room. There's nothing special. I really loved this lantern that had a bow. I thought that was super cute. And I put in a school bag, and I believe just maybe some clutter on the desk and maybe a portrait, maybe. All right, we are into this top hallway type thing, and you've just got a bookshelf. Just putting a plant probably somewhere, most likely, yeah. As I said in Tuesday's build, I'm not a huge fan of the plant that comes in the plant holder item. I just don't like the greenery. The color on the greenery kind of doesn't, it's a weird green. It's not quite a proper green. All right, we are live in game, and we are going to go through the tour. So we are starting out in the backyard. I did totally forget a bin, so we've added that in, and we are just going to head inside. So you head through the entryway, and it is an open space. So you've got your kitchen there. You got that dining table, that's from the new kit. You've got a living room with a fireplace. You've got the Christmas tree. You've got a really fun bathroom. Lots of orange and yellow in this build. We then go upstairs. You have an upstairs bathroom, a infant's room, which again, more orange, into the master bedroom, which again, more orange. And finally, that child's room, which is quite a relief to have a different color. We are outside, and we have a splash pool, some kid equipment, and we just have a place to sit and a grill. And that is the build today, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this build, and I hope you had a wonderful Christmas, and I will see you on New Year's Eve actually for a snowy escape build. So that will be very exciting. I will see you then. Have a wonderful holidays, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.